Hello, I'm Sean Kentayashi with Saucon Valley Cute and Cuddly Schnauzers, and this little girl is Honeybee. If you're looking for information about anal glands in dogs, I have to say this is probably not my most fun video that I've ever created, but it's an important one if you think that your dog might have a problem with its anal glands. Let me show you what's happening right now with Honeybee. A day or so ago, we noticed that Honeybee was, it looked like perhaps starting to have problems. And we've been paying very close attention to what's happening with her and to her back end. I want to show you now, for those of you who are a little queasy, you might not want to watch this part. Here's Honeybee's back end, and you can see that it's gotten to be a little red and sensitive. And if we try to touch it here, she gets a little sensitive and reactive. I have been putting Skinworks back here since we noticed that there was a problem. And this morning, I called the veterinarian and asked to bring her in so that we can get this figured out and taken care of. I don't know exactly what the veterinarian is going to say, but I will share it with you along the way. So the Skinworks helps anytime there is inflamed skin issues. It also helps fight bacteria and promote healing. So that's why we are using the Skinworks in the way that we are back here. But there's something going on. My suspicion is she might have a backed up, clogged anal gland. So important to wash our hands after what we were just doing. The fact is, with all my years in raising and training doggies, I have never had one with an anal gland problem, which is part of the reason why I wanted to create this video. It's not a topic that I have a lot of experience on, so we're going to learn some things from the veterinarian today. From my own research about what might be going on here for Honeybee, I suspect that the issue is we've begun feeding her puppies mushy food. And when we start feeding moms mushy food, they often start eating the mushy food instead of things that have a lot more fiber in them. And so I think that is probably what has caused the issue. If a dog isn't getting enough fiber in their food, they might end out with runny, loose stools. And apparently that can trigger the kinds of symptoms that we're seeing in Honeybee. I suspect she's going to say, hey, that food looks really yummy. I think I'll eat it. Honeybee and I are walking into Hellertown Veterinary Center. So visiting at the vet, Honeybee is 8.8 pounds. Yeah.
You're a good girl. Yes, you are.
Is such a good girl. Dr. Amber is examining Honeybee. She's getting a good little exam here while we're here today, checking her teeth and her ears.
Ears are nice and clean.
Yeah. So she's a Schnauzer.
Is she?
And we let them grow their hair out a little longer. I have photos of her when she's groomed in a Schnauzer cut. And if she walked in here in the Schnauzer cut, you would say, oh, she's obviously a Schnauzer.
Oh, she's just irritated back here. Interesting. Still got a little bit of discharge. That's pretty normal. You said it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, her puppies are 3 weeks old.
Yeah, you can feel her anal glands, so we'll express those. Give her a little cleanup back here and see if that's all she needs. But it does. It just looks like she's a little irritated. I know she's not scooting, but maybe she's licking.
That's right. There's a lot of licking going on.
A lot of licking. Okay.
So Dr. Amber at Hellertown Vet Center is starting off here just by trimming a little bit of the extra hair, if you will, around Honeybee's anus. I want to point out, I've been working with dogs since I was 13 years old. I would never do this at home myself. I've never had this problem, frankly, but I would always prefer with any of my dogs or puppies that you would bring a dog into the vet if there is an issue. So her anal glands weren't full. There was just a little tiny stuff that came out, if you will. Is that a fair way of saying it?
Pretty normal.
Good girl.
Liquid, so no sign of infection, no blood.
That's a good thing.
Any diarrhea or soft stool, I know when they're nursing and they're taking in more calories, sometimes that can cause a little irritation back here.
Well, and I've also been feeding her puppy mush, so she's eating mushy food daily.
Okay.
She's such a sweet, very loving little girl, as you can tell from the way she's behaving here. Say, that was not fun.
No,
That wasn't fun having my little... Yeah.
good girl.
There you go.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of ointment right around there. But now that those are empty, just watch her close. The licking is what's causing the irritation, I would venture to say. But if the anal glands were bothering her, that could be what caused the licking. So hopefully now that those are empty, that will stop. Ointment.
So some triple antibiotic ointment going on here. And again, I would always recommend you have your vet do this. Don't try to do this yourself. Thank you, Dr. Amber. I am so grateful to have found you. I live 5 minutes from you, and it's wonderful that you're taking such good care of my puppies. Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah. And as we suspected, the culprit here is probably that Honeybee has been eating very mushy, liquidy foods for the past couple of days. And we need to do some things to firm up what's going through her, which could include some sweet potato in her food. So a little bit more foods that will add fiber. This sweet potato I've just cooked, I'm going to hand feed to her along with the skin, and that will really add some extra fiber for Honeybee. Honeybee, I know you love sweet potato, so I've got quite a treat for you here. This is gonna be yummy. One of the things that I've discovered though is it helps if I tear it apart for her. So this is what that looks like. We're just gonna tear this apart a little bit and get some skin in each bite. Yummy. So again, noticing the skin that's in this so that we're increasing the amount of fiber that she has. I'm getting lots of skin with it. There we go. That's probably good for right now, and I'll save this extra little bit for a little while. Dr. Amber also mentioned the importance of giving really good probiotics. I mentioned that I use Fortiflora, and Dr. Amber said that was an excellent one. So we will perhaps continue, well, we already do give our dogs, everybody here gets one of these Fortiflora, but I might just double up for a day or two for Honeybee with the Fortiflora chewable tablet, as well as a little extra
Just
fiber.
out of curiosity, Sean, how much would a vet visit for those anal gland expression be?
Good question. Back at home weaving this video together, and it occurred to me that you might wonder, how much does a vet visit like that cost? So at Hellertown Veterinary Center, Honeybee was examined there for the first time today, and the well visit was $65, and expressing anal glands was $25. So that was a $90 outing to the vet today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment below. Ask your questions. Your questions help us to inform what videos to do next. So thank you so much for being here.